In this video, we will see cron jobs in practical. We will see how we can create cron jobs and how does actually cron jobs work under the hood. And we have saw previously that cron jobs are meant for performing a regular task in the cluster to schedule time periodically. Okay, so if you want to deploy pods in your Kubernetes cluster to do something regularly at a scheduled time, here you have to use cron jobs. Okay, first of all, to create a cron job, we're gonna create the YAML file. We're gonna call it hello CronJob. .yaml. So here we're gonna write the configuration needed to create a cron job object. First of all, we're gonna start with the API version. So for a cron job, the API version should be batch/v1. Okay. Then here we have the metadata section. We can give our cron job a name. For example, I'm gonna call it just hello. Here we're gonna create a cron job to deploy pods, to print the time and hello every minute. Okay, so here we're gonna use cron job to deploy pods in the cluster to print the time and with the hello message every minute. Okay, that's it. The task that we want to achieve using the cron job. So now we will go to the spec section. Here we have a property called job template. So why we need here the job template? Because when we create the cron job and we tell it that we want to do something at specific time, here at this time, at this scheduled time, the cron job will create a job under the hood. Okay, and this job will create the pod to perform the task. Okay, so when we create the cron job and we schedule the time when we want to perform a task, here at this scheduled time, the cron job will create a job to deploy the pod for performing the task. Okay, so here using the job template, we give the cron job the configuration that we want to use to create the job. Okay, so here we have just to define the spec property of the job, and in the spec property we're gonna write the configuration of the pod. Okay, so here we have the template property where we put the configuration of the pod. So here we have the containers property. Here we will use the image busybox, and we will give our container a name. For example, I will call it just hello, and we will use this container to print the time and hello message every minute. Okay, so here we will print the date and a hello message. Every minute. Okay, now there is something missing here, which is the time when we want to perform this task. Okay, so now we have to tell the cron job. Just here we have kind cron job. So here we want to create a cron job, and now we have to tell the cron job when we want to perform this task. Okay, and that's done using the schedule property here. So here we have the schedule property, and using this field, we tell the cron job about the time when we want to perform this task. And here we should set the schedule field like that. So if we go here, the schedule field should be set like that. So first of all, here we have the minute. Here we have the minute, and here we have the hours. So here we tell the cron job about the time when we want to perform the task. Okay, and then after the minute and the hour, we should tell it about the day of the month. So here the value can be from 1 to 31. Okay, and here for the hour can be from 0 to 23. For the minute it can be from 0 to 59. Okay, so after the minute and the hour, we have the day of the month, and then we have here the month. If you want to, for example, if you want to do something in the second month, which is February, here after setting those values, the month should be 2. Okay, and finally here we have the day of the week. So here we can set the day of the week. The value here can be from 0 to 6. 0 is for Sunday, and 6 is for Saturday. Okay, for example, if you want to do something, let's say just every Friday, here the day of the week should be 5. Okay, and here we have some examples. For example, here we have 0 for the minute and 0 for the hour. That means that we want to do something at midnight. And for the day of the month, we have here 13. Then for the month, we have here an asterisk. An asterisk means, for example, here for the month, it means every month. Okay, when we have an asterisk, that means that we want to do that every month. Okay, and here we have 5. 5 is for the day of the week. That means Friday. So here we instruct the cron job that the task must be started every Friday at midnight, as well as on the 13th of each month. Okay, so here first of all we tell it about the time, and then here we tell it that we want to do that on the day 13 of every month, and also every Friday. Okay, so using this format, we tell the cron job that we want to do something at midnight of every Friday, and also on the 13th of all the month. Okay, the same here. So here for the minute we have 0, and for the hour we have 0. That means at midnight. Okay, so it is like that. So at midnight, and here we have 1 for the day of the month. So we want to do that on the first day of the first month, because here also we have 1 for the month. So we have the first one is for the day of the month, and the second one is for the month. Okay, and for the day of the week we have an asterisk. So here we want to do that at midnight of the first day of the first month. Okay, that means that we want to schedule something here, and it should be run once a year at midnight on the 1st of January. Okay, and don't worry about the code and those information. You will find it in my GitHub repository. Now let's go back here to the cron job. So here we have to tell the cron job that we want to do this task, which is printing the date and the hello message every minute. So here for the minute it will be an asterisk because we want to do that every minute. The same for the hour, it will be an asterisk. The same for the day of the month, and the day of the week. Okay, so we want this task to be done every minute. That's why here we set the minutes to an asterisk. That means every minute. The same for the hour. So we want to do that all the hours, all the day of the month, and all the month, all the day of the week. Okay. Now we can create the cron job using kubectl create, and then we give it the name of the YAML file, which is hello cronjob.yaml. Here we have to set the restart policy for the pod. So we will set it to on failure. So now the cron job was created with the name hello. We can verify that using kubectl get cron jobs. So here is our cron job. Here you find the schedule type. So we can list the job using kubectl get jobs, and here you find the job created the last minute. Okay, so here the cron job will create a job every minute, and this job will create a pod using this image to print this message. Okay, the date and the hello message. Okay, so here if we list the pods, here we have 2 pods because 2 jobs were created by the cron job. We can get the logs and verify the if the message was printed successfully. So here you see first of all the time, and then we have this message hello from the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, and this will be done every minute. Okay, so every minute the cron job will create a job, and this job will deploy a pod to the cluster to print this message. Okay, and after printing this message, the pod will exit and the job will complete. So for example, here if we list the jobs using kubectl get jobs, here we find 3 jobs and they are all completed. Okay, we can also get the jobs, and here we add the watch option to see how the cron job create the jobs. Okay, so now we have just these 3 jobs, and we will see that the cron job will create other jobs. So here we have this new job created at the last minute, and it will complete just in a few seconds. So here this job will create a pod and print this message, which is the time and the hello message, and then it exits. So here you see that the job was completed. So every minute here the cron job will create a new job, and this new job will create a pod and print this message, and then it will exit. Here by default the cron job will keep just the last 3 successful jobs. Okay, so for example, if I create 5 jobs in the last 5 minutes and all the jobs are completed successfully, the cron job will keep just the last 3 successful jobs. Okay, the 2 first jobs will be deleted. Okay, and if we list the jobs here, always we will see only 3 jobs. Okay, but we can override that here using a property. Here we have a property to override this behavior. So we can tell the cron job how many successful job we want to keep. Okay, using this property, successfulJobsHistoryLimit. Okay, so let's go here to the CronJob file and override this property. So let's say that we want always to keep the last 5 successful jobs instead of 3. So here we set this field to 5. Okay. Now let's delete the cron job and recreate it. So the cron job was deleted. I can verify that using kubectl get CronJobs. And now we didn't see the hello cron job anymore. Okay. Let's now recreate the cron job using kubectl create, and then we give it the name of the YAML file. Now the cron job will keep always the last 5 successful jobs. Okay, so by default it keeps 3, but now after setting this field to 5, the cron job will keep the last 5 successful jobs. Okay, and if we display the jobs after let's say 5 or 6 minutes, here we will find 5 jobs. Okay, and of course here we can get more information about the job using kubectl describe job, and then we give it the name of the job. So here we get the description of the job created by the cron job. So here we see that this job is controlled by a cron job called hello. Here we find the parallelism property, the completions, when the pod was started and when it is completed. Here we find the duration of the job. Here we find the state of the pods. So we have one pod succeeded and we didn't have any pod running, and any pod failed. And if we go here to the bottom, we find that first of all the job was created successfully, and then the job was completed. Okay, so let's display the jobs again. So now we have 3 jobs, but after a few minutes we will see 4 or 5 jobs, because here we have set this field to 5. So look here, now we have 4 jobs. So now the cron job will keep the last 5 jobs, but because now only 4 jobs was created, here we will see only these 4 jobs. Okay, now the 4th job was completed. So here using this field, we tell the cron job how many successful jobs we want to keep. By default it keeps just the last 3 successful jobs, but we can override that using this field. Okay, the same for the failed jobs. Here we have a property, it is called failed jobs history limit, and here using this field we can tell the cron job how many failed job we want to keep. By default the cron job will keep just the last failed job, but using this field failed job history limit, we can override that. So for example, we can tell the cron job that we want to keep the last failed jobs. Another property you have here is the startDeadlineSeconds. We use this field to define a deadline for starting the job. Okay, so for example, here we can add the property start deadline seconds, and if for example we set this property to 30, so here the job should be created at the beginning of each minute, but if the cron job for any reason doesn't create a new job at this minute, we can give the cron job some time for creating the job. But if this duration is over and the cron job doesn't create the job of the last minute, the cron job will skip this minute. Okay, so here using this startDeadlineSeconds field, we give more time to the cron job to create a job. Okay, but if this duration is over and the cron job doesn't create a job, the cron job will skip this instance and will focus on the upcoming minute. And finally here to delete the cron job, let's first of all display the jobs using kubectl get jobs. So here you see that we have 5 jobs. Okay, and that's because here we have set this property successfulJobsHistoryLimit to 5. Okay, and finally to delete the cron job, we can use the command kubectl delete, and then we give it the name of the YAML file used to create this cron job, which is in our case hello cron job. So by deleting the cron job, we delete all the job created previously, and we stop creating any new jobs. So that's it for this video. I hope that everything is clear, and thank you very much.